It is 10 p.m. Central Time, and that means we are live on the NBA Draft Junkies podcast. In this episode, we are going to talk about Michigan freshman Brandon McCoy. I want to hear James's thoughts on Brandon McCoy. One of my questions is Brandon McCoy the best athlete in the 2027 NBA draft class? Find out our thoughts. What is up? What is up? I'm your host, Rafael Barlow, along with my co host, who happens to be my brother, James Barlow. And in this episode, like I mentioned, we are going to talk about Michigan's Brandon McCoy. But before I get started, I want to let you know that this episode is brought to you by nobody. I was just telling James before we went on the air, I was like, man, I think we need like a clothing sponsor. You know, when you go on a podcast like 5 days a week, like you can run out of t-shirts and run out of shirts pretty fast. So
And I
if you got
wear
a
I wear I buy like in bulk. So you might see me wear the same shirt like three times in a row, and they be like, "Man, hopefully this dude take a shower." I do. I just wear the same thing like a cartoon character. So
yeah,
you
I'm digging through the shirts like I think I just wore that last week. So now I got to go back and look and see, did I wear this? So yeah, man, maybe I need to go to the Nike store or Adidas store or somewhere and just get a whole new set of t-shirts for the week. Shout out to the Carter too. He says been loving these, tapped into every one of them. Big shout out to you, man. I appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Like, share, comment, whatever you're supposed to say. But anyway, let's get into it. Actually, before that, how was your day, man? You do anything different?
know, nah, man, same old, same old. You know,
Yeah.
bus driver for the kid. Take care of my day to day. Watch film. Talk to you, man. Rinse and repeat.
I have not left the house today. Or did I? No, I have not left the house today. I've been in all day. Um, been refreshing the Dirk trial. I'm so I'm so invested in that trial, man. It's crazy. I'm so invested into it. I wish it was live on like Court TV or something. So I gotta like like look up Trap Lord Ross's tweets and then his videos and so on. I think this is gonna be like a very crazy trial because I think he's guilty. It's just a matter of can they prove him guilty? And he's got this gazillion-dollar law team that's just anyway. Maybe after the trial is over, I'll give a breakdown. But again, I'm interested in this whole Chicago drill scene. I talked about it before, but it does have some basketball involved in it. And you're probably wondering, like, what does Little Dirk got to do with basketball? But it mostly has to do with just the fall off of like inner city basketball and some of like the cities that were hotbeds in the 80s and 90s and 2000s. I think the last good Chicago class is like 2014. And so, anyway, with that being said, let's go talk about Brandon McCoy, who is not from Chicago, who is, I think he was born in Oakland, but he finished his high school career in LA, the LA area. And to my surprise, he decided to go to a school in the Midwest. So hopefully he got some coats, some winter coats. I know he signed with Nike, so maybe they give him some parkas or some bubbles. But he's going to Michigan, and he decided to stay at Michigan after Dusty May left for the Dallas Mavericks. And here's a little bit of info: he was Dusty May's highest rated recruit ever, the first
Mm.
5 star he's had. So Dusty May has turned some NBA. He's turned some guys that were unheralded into NBA players, and then the Michigan team had some guys that were pretty highly touted. But anyway, what are your thoughts on Brandon McCoy?
All right. Let me.
When James said, this is my brother, so I've known him every minute of his life. When James scratches his head or his eyebrows, and I ask him a question, and he says, "All right," that means he is not 100% sold.
So let me preface this Brandon McCoy discussion by saying this: it's August, and opinions can change. And regardless of what I say, how I feel about a prospect, I hope that all these kids get max contracts and play long careers and all the nice things that you would like to say about a prospect. However, I'm not really a Brandon McCoy fan, Ralph. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Uh,
Why is that?
well, the scouting report for me, he's an explosive athlete. Might be the best.
Functional
Yes,
athlete.
no,
Like,
he's a real life athlete, not a combine athlete. His athleticism absolutely translates, and I think he has the potential to be a very, very good defender, both on the ball and off the ball. After that, I don't really like him as a prospect today. Now, again, things can change, guys can get better. I'm not the dude that's gonna hold a grudge. If a guy gets better, I will be the first one to acknowledge. Case in point, I was not the this time last year. I was not the biggest Darius Acuff fan, and by draft cycle, I was telling people who listen, I thought he was the second best point guard in the draft. A lot can change, but it's going to take a lot for me to change my opinion on Brandon McCoy. When you get outside of the athleticism, he's just a tough. He was a tough watch for me. Watching him play for Arizona Unity, he took bad shots, and it was almost like he was borderline selfish. And to me, I think he's a transition merchant, meaning all of his points are going to come in transition. In the half court, I don't think his handle's very tight. I don't think he has any creativity. And on top of that, he's going to shoot some very, very, very tough 3-point shots. And I don't think he can shoot. Matter of fact, Ralph is looking at me. He's like, oh, he's smart. But the numbers say he really can't shoot. He shot 24% from three, playing 17s for Arizona Unity, including 58% from the foul line, Ralph. And on 16, got 22% on jumpers, 21% from three, 50% from the foul line. And on 17s, 45% of his plays were in transition. Can you teach him how to play basketball? That is going to be the biggest question. And again, the sample size is super small, but in these two games that Michigan has played uh, against Lithuania, shooting 25% in the half court. So I think mechanically his jump shot needs to be reworked. And again, these things can happen. I'm not saying that he's a finished prospect. I'm just saying outside of the transition buckets and the defense is great. Don't get me wrong. But even in this draft, how does he score in the half court to warrant being a lottery pick? I have him in the 20s right now. And again, if things change, I'll be the first one to tell you that dude is cold. He's nice. I'll give him all the accolades. But today, I am lower on Brandon McCoy.
okay, that's fair. I mean, I like how you broke it down. You explained why. I mean, I was like, dang, he came out a little brutal, and
I mean,
then you
again,
explained
like I
why.
said, man, get all the money, young man. Prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. I want to be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong right now. Right now. Go ahead, though.
So I was smirking because tell me if you saw this play when you talked about like him like getting his shot, or he had to play at the top of the key, 17s last year, and he hit this dude with like this long, hezzy step back. Do you know which play I'm talking about? Is at the top of the
It
key.
was, man,
It
Ralph,
was like the
like,
left hand, but it was like a and one move, and I was cracking up when I saw it. It was like he hit the dude with the longest. It was like a hezzy step back, but the dude didn't fall for it. I don't know. I have to clip it up to you and send it, but it looked like an and one move where it's like, all right, you try this on the playground, and he tried it in a game, and he made it. My concerns are the shooting. Those are definitely my concerns. Like the athleticism, I mean, he's a phenomenal
oh,
athlete,
for
and
sure. That's not an argument
it's
at all.
it's like a real in game athlete. Like I mean, I've seen some dudes, man, layup line, man. dunk contest. But in the game, it's just what they say, functional. His stuff, if he gets downhill, he's looking to dunk. I mean, he had a lot of dunks in the half court. But yeah, once you get past the transition buckets and the dunks, you're wondering like what's there, and and I get it, man. Like the athleticism stands out. It's sexy. If you watch Instagram and you see some highlight tapes or highlights of him play, you're gonna be intrigued. He's bigger than I thought. When I
What you
saw him
think he
last
is? Six
year,
four?
yeah, I don't know. I think they got him measured at 6'5". When I saw him last year at the U19s in Switzerland, I would have thought 6'3", but he's measured at a 6'10" wingspan. He's on my list of guys that I can't wait for the combine. Like every year, there's some guys I'm like, I can't wait till these measurements come out because I want to see. He might be 6'5", but he doesn't look 6'5" to me. But again, the athleticism stands out. The shooting is going to be the swing skill. But he averaged 14 a game for Michigan in this tournament and against Lithuania. 14.6 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Um, but I saw one report had him at 6'4". So my question is, all right, can you play the two at 6'4" if you're a non-shooter? All right, if he's 6'5", yeah, it's an inch. Maybe that helps, but he falls into this line of guys that I feel like in this class are tweeners. I've never seen a class that has so many guys that are tweeners, but I can't decide, are you a tweener in the good way? Like there's the Yaxel Lindenborg tweener good way where you're just like he's a ball player, you just kind of throw him on the floor. But then there's guys that are like you're a tweener combo guard, but when you're a combo guard, and some people just say that means you are too small to be a two, and you and you don't like to pass.
I th- I think he's a small forward. To be honest with you,
I do too. I, I do too.
which
But
means he's
you
a
got to be
play
6'7".
finishing small forward to me, who
All right,
can guard multiple positions. Go ahead, Ralph.
Norn Rad asked, "Do we remember Ricky
Come
Paulding?" Of
on, man. Of
course,
course we
Ricky
remember Ricky
Paulding from
Paulding.
Detroit with the good hair, the guy that got
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I can't think of Ricky Paulding without thinking about Quinn Snyder.
and Cream Rush.
But remember, it was Ricky Paulding and Arthur Johnson, the two guys that led to Missouri getting in trouble.
Oh, didn't
Yeah,
what's his name
so
play on that team? Cronky, dude that owns the Nuggets.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, he played on
I
that team.
Yep. So actually, when I was in college, we played against them. But yeah, Ricky Paulding had a long career. Like I think he just finished playing like
Really?
a few years ago. Yeah, he had a really, really long career. So I guess you're saying that Brandon McCoy has a little bit of Ricky Paulding. I don't know. I feel like Ricky had like a mid post game. He was pretty physically imposing. But anyway, go ahead. What were you saying about
What
Brandon McCoy?
what if and again, you say my comparisons have been on point. And again, I don't really care about ruffling any feathers. Like I said, I'll change my opinion. What if he's like Josh Christopher, man? Just
I feel
all
like Josh Christopher had more like offensive game.
but it
Like
was
you knew it
you
wasn't he
didn't
wasn't getting the
you
ball back, but you knew like Josh Christopher, you like he was a bucket. Like he made tough shots. He could score. I feel like
man.
McCoy scores by out athleting people, and like you said, getting out transition, getting downhill. So yeah, I don't see the Josh Christopher comparison.
So like I believe Brandon McCoy is an NBA athlete, NBA talent, but he almost falls in the and again depends on how you feel about him. But and he's also probably 4 inches shorter. But like what was Ron Holland good at coming out of that Ignite? He was
Motoring.
motoring. He's a very good defender right now. You can only play him 20 something minutes a game, if that, because he can't shoot. And like I just kind of feel like I don't know what to think about Brandon McCoy. I know what to think about Brandon McCoy. I don't like his game offensively, and I'm just like a hater. But I want to see growth. That's all I'm saying. I want to see growth, and like him being a I don't want to knock anybody's rankings. It's probably say the same thing about me. That dude is crazy. But I look at him in comparison to some of the other guys, and I just don't see like I see the athleticism, but like from a skill standpoint, outside of just being an athlete and getting out in transition, like what is he good at? I just like I said, when you watched him, Ralph, play at the Peach Jams, it's just that film was just not good. And I'm like, I think he's a small forward. Again,
Yeah.
that's just where I am on him. If he improves, like I said before, I'll switch sides so fast. But until then, I'm on the opposite side. I take him in the 20s for the athleticism. Um, Hopefully, he can learn how to shoot. But to go from a 58% free throw shooter, that's a steep hill to climb to turn him into just a league average shooter. Again, the defense is obviously going to get him on the floor, but I mean, I just think that jump that he has to make as a shooter is going to be tremendous.
You know what? That Ron Holland one is good. I like the Ron Holland comp. The thing is, Ron was 6'8".
That's what I'm saying.
Ron was 6'8". Ron's stats are interesting. He is a 24% three-point shooter in the NBA on about 350 attempts, but he is 78% from the line. He's not getting to the line a lot, like 1.7 attempts, and about 17 minutes. I think Ron is in a bad spot. I think Ron is in a situation in Detroit to where when they need to make a move to get another score, he's going to be the guy that gets moved out of there.
I think
That's just
that's a good spot in a sense because usually that team that is going to probably trade for him,
is
well, you hope that
rebuilding.
they have some minutes. They're rebuilding, and you
Yeah,
hope there's some minutes. I think what makes Ron's spot so difficult is that like he is like the store brand version of a Sword Thompson, and you can already only play a Sword Thompson X amount of minutes because he can't shoot. So you can't replace him with Ron Holland, and like he's still gonna mess the offense up. Like I said, I don't really care. I defense is great, but you have to in today's the modern NBA, defense can only get you so far, and to play two non-shooters
yeah,
is tough. And like I said, that's just what worries me about Brandon McCoy. Like there's a cap on how many minutes you can play when you can't space the floor. When we can put our point guard on you in the corner to rest because we don't think you can shoot. Like think about it. Luke Dort, as good of a defender as he is, and he be hacking, right? His minutes got cut in the Western Conference Finals, even with the Thunder having guys falling apart. You just couldn't play him. The trade off wasn't worth it, and that's what kind of worries me about Brandon McCoy.
yeah. I mean, he's got to show teams that he can shoot. And you say you have him in your 20s. If that's the case, then you come back to school. I mean, I've talked to people. If you're not a top, I think maybe like 17. After that, then it's almost like if you're a freshman and you're projected to go anywhere between 18 through 30, it's probably more lucrative for you to go back to school simply because you can probably get the same amount of money in 40 games instead of 82. And you are going to play. So, with that being said, I think if he's not a lottery pick, then it may make sense for him to return to school. But I keep saying it, the shooting. It's one thing to be a bad or inefficient shooter. You kind of got to be a little careful with the words now. Instead of saying bad, you use inefficient. But then I could just be like you just be like, I ain't a fan. But anyway, um,
Man,
and I
you said,
respect the
listen, it
honesty, and I
says
like it.
no agendas on here, man. I
Yeah,
don't
I know.
have
I'm
an
just giving
agenda.
you,
I wish the
I'm,
best,
I'm
but
just giving you a hard time. But it's the free throw shooting. The free throw shooting, depending on how you look at it, could be an indicator of just touch overall. However, I think for him, I think there's a chance. You know why I think there's a chance?
Chance of what?
Because for him to be a respectable shooter, I think there's a
Because
chance simply because all the scouting reports are going to say leave him open, and he's going to have plenty of time to like spin the laces, get his feet set, like our guy Leaf Tulane would say, the dare shooter. And I think even with Dort, I think he was like the dare shooter early in his career, and then he started making them. But then it's like once people start closing out a little bit, then it's like the percentage goes back down to what it was when people said you couldn't shoot. So I think he's gonna have plenty of opportunities to get wide open looks. The problem with that is if you're not knocking down wide open looks, if you're the guy where the defender, they swing it out to you and the defender runs and he looks at you and then he just stops and goes across the board and you're missing those, one, I think it messes with your confidence. Number one, because then you start getting hesitant. And then once you start getting hesitant and you're passing them open looks, you're cooked. Like you might as well um, just start cutting to the basket when you wide open. But you're
But
messing up
now
your
when you
spacing.
start cutting to the basket, you choking off the driving lanes,
Yeah.
especially when you not standing at the 3 point line already. Like I said, the if he were a 70% free throw shooter, I'd be higher on him, right? Because then that means like the touch can there's room for improvement. But 58 as a guard, supposed
So
to be a guard.
here's why I'm going to give him. Here's why I got a little hope for him. 2 years ago, or maybe it was 3 years ago, I thought Elliot Cadeau was the worst guard shooter in the history of guards. They were not guarding him. Like he killed North Carolina's offense. It was to the point where I want to say it was 2 years ago. I was like, why are they playing him ahead of Ian Jackson? He was that bad. He was at 18. So that was his sophomore year, but his freshman year, he shot 18.9% from three and 64% from the foul line. You're killing the offense. Year two, again, he's gonna be a 4 year guy. Year two, he moved it up to 33% from three on 2 attempts per game. Year three, last year at Michigan, he was good. 37% from three on 4 attempts per game. The touch is still a little, yeah, because he's like a 70% foul shooter. And that was his best year, 70%. But he gradually improved. And he was able to gradually improve in college. So I don't know if he's an NBA player. I mean, he may end up being like a third guard down the line because he can pass. So hopefully, whatever coaching staff at Michigan turned him into a 37% 3 point shooter on 4 attempts per game can sprinkle that juice on Brandon McCoy.
I tell you what, you gonna see a lot of zone against Michigan, whole lot of zone. And shout out to Elliot Cadeau. You really improved as a shooter. Do it again. Prove it again.
But he's gotten
So
better every year
no,
from
I
18 to
like
33
listen.
to 37.
Yeah, I like Elliot Cadeau, but like I said, if he shoots 38% from three again, that's great. I like Elliot Cadeau. I'm a fan of his. Like I said, very good playmaker. He does everything you want somebody his size. He's a decent finisher. Everything you want somebody his size to do as a point guard. But again, I'm looking at the history and I'm like, you got to prove it again. Then you got him next to him, Brandon McCoy. The numbers say he can't shoot. We just gonna play zone. Mustafa Theon, you got to go play in this clogged lane. We're gonna take away those lobs from you. I'm just saying that's what I would do against Michigan until you prove me wrong. So
Well,
yeah,
I'm hoping Brandon McCoy for two reasons. I'm hoping that he surprises everybody as a
yeah,
shooter.
for sure.
I'm hoping Cadeau can do it again, show that he can shoot, efficiently from three. Because I need Mike Boynton to succeed. I want
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
to succeed. Mike is a guy that James and I met him when he was an assistant at
SFA
SFA.
10 years ago.
And James had a kid that he was training, and Mike, reached out to, I don't know if he reached out to us or whatever, but he was like, Yeah, he was recruiting a kid, and of course, if recruiters think that you have some type of influence, they're gonna go out of the way to be nice to you. But he wasn't doing that because
We saw
it
him.
was
We saw
genuine.
him last
So
two
I'm last
springs
year at the
ago and talked to him.
combine.
So yeah,
I mean, I was at EYBL in New York. Excuse me, I was at EYBL in New York. He's from New York, and I remember like he gave me a ride back and forth to a couple places. Great guy. Great guy. No, what was going on? It was EYBL was going on at the same time as Under Armour, and this was back when Under Armour used to have some dogs. I want to say that year Under Armour had, I think, Emmanuel Mudiay, Bol. So we went back and forth between the gyms in New York from Under Armour to Nike. Cool dude. So I'm rooting for Mike. I'm definitely rooting for Mike to succeed. So if Brandon McCoy can knock down open shots and break that zone that James predicting team should run, then that should help Mike because he's in like this weird contract situation. I don't even know if he's got like a lot of security.
man, he signed. He
Simply,
got that. He got that Mike Nori contract situation.
yeah, just because, and because it was so late in the cycle, they, you know, probably
Hey,
didn't
but you
have
know
an
what though?
opportunity.
Shout out to all those guys staying with him at
Yeah.
Michigan. I think one guy left. I forget his name. He was hurt, and it makes sense to enter the portal. But he retained the majority of that roster. That's really good. Like I said, I'm rooting for Mike too. Good. He's a
Yep.
cool dude.
Yep. All right. So, in your opinion, right now, what does Brandon McCoy do at an NBA level?
Defend for sure, but he can't be playing defense on both sides of the court. Is what I'm worried about. I think he's an NBA level defender. I think on the ball again, the athleticism, the length. He wants to defend, which is great. I have no questions about that. It's everything else.
But do you think, like, this is my opinion, non shooters, athletic non shooters, are going to be good defenders simply because their offense is going to come from transition. They want to get those steals, they want to run the floor. Because if you can get, especially on like the high school level, you can get 6 to 8 points a game by out athleting everybody, picking up guards full court, getting the passing lanes. Even if you're like playing like not lockdown, not like a point of attack defender, but even if you're just like the guy that's just waiting on teams to miss so you can get the rebound and go coast to coast. So I do think it's pretty common for a guy that's a phenomenal athlete, that's a non-shooter, to be a great transition finisher, a defender, and rebounder, because that's how they get their points. So the next step is if you can develop into a shooter, then those points are going to multiply because you're going to be able to get open threes. So
I agree, but I do think he has like not to say that he's playing the pass lanes all the time, but he really does have on ball juice as a defender. I thought he did a great job defending at the Nike Hoop Summit. He did, I mean, as best as you can against Miles Sadler. But
they were
he
teammates last year on Arizona
man, he
Unity.
played with him and Jordan Charles, man. That's crazy for Arizona Unity. Like you couldn't ask for two better point guards than that.
And Osari. Well, he's
Yeah,
not a point
not
guard,
a
but
point guard, but
yeah.
yeah. But he also at the same time, I thought he played good defense. I'm thinking about that Nike Hoop Summit. Lucas Murillo, man, I wish he didn't go to Illinois. I really like him, but he made life. Brandon McCoy made life tough for your boy Adam Atomna as well as a point of attack defender.
Yeah, he don't have any wiggle, no juice or anything like that.
Zero.
So I would say what he does at an NBA level is just he's an NBA level athlete, functional. I'm just worried about the height. The swing skills, obviously the shooting. Here's a question. I saw this on Twitter, and forgive me if it was you that brought this up. I should have saved the tweet, but and this is going to be interesting. I saw someone say they like Brandon McCoy over Jordan Smith. They felt that they were similar,
They
but
both
McCoy
black.
was bigger. He said McCoy was bigger.
Man,
He
there's
felt like
no.
they're the same level athlete, same level of impact, but he felt like Brandon McCoy was bigger. All right, Noah Rass says Adam Atomna episode could be nice. Um, I think for Tom, I just he's got to be an elite shooter. I don't think he can get by guys off the dribble.
He's
And the
got to be a
only
movement shooter too.
yeah,
I
I mean my he kind of remind me of
KCP.
well, no, I don't think I think he might be, to be honest with you, just keeping it 1000.
Oh, here we go.
Adam
No
Atamna
agendas.
is going to trick people like Boogie Flan tricked me and other people.
Explain that to me.
Just a shooter, like you know what
Oh,
I
you
mean?
don't think he
Like
can shoot like that?
no, I mean just like not really a good athlete. You know, like if you're is he a one? Is he like so if you're a combo guard,
He's a
but you're
shooting
not
guard,
like a
man.
great athlete, but you're a good shooter, but how are you gonna get your shot off? You know? So anyway, with that being said, and I thought Boogie Flan's best case scenario was Mo Williams. And I sorry Mo for the disrespect,
Nah, man. I think Boogie hasn't been the same since that thumb injury, man.
but he wasn't efficient before the thumb injury. Look at the numbers. He wasn't efficient before the thumb injury.
But
And he
see,
was
that's
light. He wasn't a one. He's like
nah. I think he's a one. I think he's a one. I
yeah, but
thought
he's like
he,
was he the come in, draw two defenders? He was kind of like a game manager slash
yeah,
shooter.
yeah, supposed to be shooter. Yeah, I like Boogie. I think this is a. Did they bring? Did that dude come back to school? Denzel Aberdeen? He went to Kentucky. I
He
gotta
went
look at.
back. He went back to
You back
Florida, I
to
believe.
Florida? That's crazy. I liked Boogie. I still think there's a chance. He definitely needs to find his touch as a shooter.
But
But
that's I mean that's like an understatement. That's like he,
yeah, yeah. I
that's supposed
mean,
to be his ticket. I
yeah,
mean
that's
this
true.
past year he shot all right, the freshman year, no. This year Florida was worse. He shot 24% from 3 on 3 attempts per game. Arkansas was 34%, which, you know, it's not
He started,
terrible, but
but he got
if
hurt.
if that's your if that's your calling card, McCoy was the Oakland, California dog mentality. Yeah, you got to be a dog to come out of Oakland, Oakland. Me and
The
James was in
question,
Oakland,
Ralph,
Oakland.
McCoy versus Jordan Smith.
Yes, yes. Back to that. I get the
I
point
don't.
the guy was making that you know they're both athletes. They both impact the game athletically, and then but his main point was McCoy is bigger. But I thought it was interesting. I'm gonna
I
leave it.
don't.
I'll leave it up to you.
I can't get down with that take. I trust Jordan Smith to make shots. I think Jordan Smith is more skilled. I think Jordan Smith, two dribble pull up, mid range jumper. Jordan Smith didn't shoot a lot of shots off the catch, playing for team takeover, but I'm buying him being able to shoot off the catch. You rewind back to the U19s. Brandon McCoy was on that team. Jordan Smith Jr. was on that team. Yes, they're the same age, but who was in rotation? Jordan Smith Jr. was in rotation. Brandon McCoy was playing. He was beating teams by 60, whereas Jordan Smith Jr. was one of the first guys off the bench. I don't buy Jordan Smith Jr. as a point guard though. But again, you look at the just the playmaking skills. Yes, he's a ball mover, but I just trust his overall. Ooh, it sounds bad. I trust his basketball IQ over Brandon McCoy's. You're not going to turn on the film and see Jordan Smith Jr. pat, sidestep three. You know what I'm saying? Like those are bad shots,
Yep.
and he shoots a lot of them. Man, again, I'm sorry, the McCoy family. If you're watching this, listening, I'm not trying to hate, but when you take those kind of shots and you're that kind of shooter, then it sounds like that's a basketball IQ thing. Basketball IQ can absolutely improve. He's taking shot like Jason Crow. Jason Crow takes some wild shots, right? But Jason Crow led the EYBL in scoring, and he led California. He broke the record that Tunde Yesufu broke. And Jason Crow is probably going to be a really good shooter. He just has to, he
Oh, you
needs,
like Crow now?
huh?
You like Crow now?
I didn't say all of that. I
I
said
like I
that
like Jason Crow.
we'll do a Jason Crow episode soon. But I just trust Jordan Smith scaling down being a very good knockdown shooter, get to the paint. Like I just trust his basketball IQ more than Brandon McCoy.
Norman Rat said he's also 160 pounds. Yeah, I like him though. I mean, I get it. Like, I mean, I was a big John Montero fan, still am, but that's the thing everybody brings up is how light he is. Yes, you're gonna get a Jordan Crow episode. Look, man, it is August
Jason
twenty
Crow.
fifth.
Jason Crow.
Jason
Hopefully
Crow,
you
yeah,
say
Jason
Jason Crow.
Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually read it. It says Jordan Crow. It's August 25th. We still got we still got a ways to go. When is college basketball season start? Like November?
Man, football ain't even started yet. We got
Yeah,
a
football
long
is. I
way to
think it
go.
starts this weekend. I don't follow college football anymore. Ever since Nebraska got bad, man, I just stopped following it. But with that being said, we got plenty of time to do a lot of individual episodes, and especially if you're doing 5 a week. So you'll definitely get a Jason Crow episode. With that being said, yeah, I thought the McCoy Jordan Smith conversation was pretty interesting, and I had to bring it up. How high
Now,
do you think he can go?
real quick, my man, the Carter too. What do you think about Caden Samuels? If y'all think anything, Caden Samuels. I wish he didn't go to Alabama. Alabama is like 7 deep on the wing. What's my man's name? Amari Allen. I don't. Amari Allen's there, right? Caden Samuels, Taurus Bowie, Cole Clower, the kid London Jemison. He came back. Like that's 6 guys. Yeah, they gonna play up and down. I like Caden Samuels. I think he has talent, but I do think he might be like a 4 year guy, and it's just gonna be real difficult to navigate that depth chart at Alabama. Is my man that was trapping? Is he still there? The point guard? Uh Aiden Aiden Holloway. So it's like it's a lot of guys. It's a lot of
Where's 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 my man now? We had I can't.
even then they just had my man that just transferred from the New York Rens. He reclassed up. Anderson Diaz. Like Alabama's got a ton of dudes.
Y'all listening? Do y'all hear this dude spitting out these rosters, these grassroots rosters?
That's trying to
James
stay up.
knows his stuff.
Hey, man, all I
He
do is
he
watch
knows
basketball.
he knows his stuff. Did y'all talk about McCoy's overseas games? Yeah, we mentioned the stats. It's like 14 points, but the field goal percentage was not
No.
efficient. You can say the same about Caleb Holt. His field goal percentages in Lithuania were like 29, 24, something like that.
You
But
can't
he
put
made
too
an
I'm not
impact.
putting too much stock in these games, but it's
That's all
evident
we got to
that
go off of right now.
yeah, that's all we got to go off. But also it's like, all right, if I had questions about I do have questions about Brandon McCoy as a shooter, watch the shots. His shot selection has improved. Like I said, I'm giving him his props. Shot selection has improved in a 2 game sample. However, like I mentioned before, if you got here late, he's shooting like 25% in the half court. If you ask me to summarize Brandon McCoy, great athlete, very good rebounder, very good defender, transition merchant. I don't think he can shoot.
Speaking of Caleb Holt, these numbers are brutal. I know it was 3 games. 29% from the floor, 25% from three, 46% from the free throw line.
Again, I mentioned we did a Caleb Holt episode. It was the shooting is like it fluctuates. So the jury is still out on him as a shooter. He shot the ball well for prolific prep last year, but he didn't shoot the ball well for game elite. So it's like, what is he as a shooter? And again, since it's the Brandon McCoy show, we got 2 years of just poor shooting. So that's what we're trying to figure out.
Someone says, "What happened with Holloway's pot case? Did that get swept under the rug?" I'm just gonna say this: he goes to Alabama. They're in the SEC. I don't know what it takes to get in big trouble in the SEC to get kicked off the team, but if you are good and you go to a school in the SEC, I don't know. I just leave it there. I don't know what it takes to get booted off the team because we've
Hopefully, we
seen
don't
some
find
stuff.
out what it takes to get
Yeah,
booted off the
exactly.
team.
Yeah, now if you're averaging 2 points a game, then yeah, they're gonna boot you off the team. But
Yeah, hopefully
if
we
you
don't
putting up
find out.
numbers, Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't want to go too deep into that.
My man was
We
trapping,
seen
dog.
yeah, man, he was, yeah, like, dude. I mean, I don't smoke, but he had a lot of weed. All right, the Carter Two says Smitty is way more skilled than Brandon McCoy.
I agree with you,
All right,
Weezy.
Norton says if McCoy gets a jumper from Target, can he be a top two pick?
What,
That means he got
man? He didn't get that from Target. He got that from
God.
Neiman Marcus.
That came from God.
Yeah.
but
What does his
I
mom
do think
already do? He did this.
yeah, I do think that if I mean what if what if he is a respectable shooter? What if it's a situation? Let's just be like realistic but optimistic. Let's say he's the dare shooter, right? He's the guy that teams leave open and he's able to knock down some corner threes. And maybe it's not a high volume. Maybe it's like 2 or 3 a game, but it's a respectable 36% from three. Does that get him inside the lottery for you?
I can't ignore the priors. It'll make me think that it's fool's gold. But if he shot 35% from three and like 80 from the foul line, then he's a lottery pick. As much as I question his half court, um, I don't hate the word process when they talk about basketball. That's just not something that I say. I wouldn't go to the barbershop and argue with somebody like, "My he didn't process the game." But uh, I even with my concerns about him as a scorer in the half court, if he shot like 36% from three on a healthy amount of attempts and like shot 80% from the foul line, I'd buy him as a lottery pick. Potentially, yeah, I'd buy him as a lottery pick. Probably
What if
towards the end
he
of the lottery pick of the lottery, but it's possible.
what if he has that same rim that they used to have at Texas Tech? So if y'all don't remember, Texas Tech had this like streak where they had these guys that were from Dallas that were non-shooters that could not shoot a lick in high school, and they turned into respectable shooters at Texas Tech, and then it just went away after that. So I remember Jemias Ramsey was known as like a defender and athlete, definitely not a shooter. He shot 42% from three at Texas Tech, but he only like 64% from the line. What's the guy's name?
Zaire,
Zaire Smith. He played the five in high school. Did
pure
not shoot
five.
three. Like played the five. Like I think he got cut by Drive Nation that summer because he was like a 6'5" center. Phenomenal athlete. And he went to Texas Tech and shot 45% from three, but it was only on 40 attempts. And that ended up getting him as the
First round.
16th pick.
Yeah.
Right outside the lottery. So what if McCoy has one of those years where it's like, I mean, Ramsey was in a high volume, but Zaire Smith tricked the NBA to being a first round pick on 40 attempts from
You
three.
forgot Jared Culver too.
He went like number 6.
Yeah. And I think he shot the ball well from three. He
I mean, I
shot
think for
38 his
him,
freshman year and it dropped to
yeah.
30. So he
But I
didn't get
thought
out
he
fast
would.
enough.
But then, like, he went to the. He went. They went to the like Final Four or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. He started making shots. He's had more. Yeah. I mean, I just like I get it. Like, dudes, people can absolutely improve as shooters. We've been in the gym with guys who weren't shooters and turned themselves into having career years.
but they were good
From
free
three.
throw shooters.
But they were
That's
good
why.
free throw shooters, Raf. And
Yeah,
again, 58% for a guard. And it's not like he's not getting there. Like
yeah, because his game is aggressive. Yeah.
the year on 16s, he shot 6 free throws a game and he made 50%. That's not going 1 for 2 every night. That's getting to the line a lot. There's some games where he probably had 10 attempts and he's making half. I have concerns about the touch, man. He might
No,
he
I
might
those
get the
those are
gloves
legit.
tag from you, Ralph.
Those are legit because if you look at the Arizona Unity year, I mean, he only played like 9 games for them, but he was getting to the free throw line 10 times a game, and he shot, like you said, 57% from the free throw line.
10
That's
attempts a game.
yeah, 9.8 to be exact.
He might have gloves on. Anthony Robertson. He might have gloves on, Ralph. I'm just saying. And
Let us
like I
know your
said,
thoughts.
I think he's a small forward, man, to be honest with you.
Small forward at 6'5",
I mean, the
a good
wingspan is
six
going to be
five.
good. Yeah, but
Yeah,
he offensively, he has the skill set of a small forward to me. And it can get tricky when you can't shoot.
yeah.
So, hey,
Well, let us know your thoughts on Brandon McCoy. The question is, how high can he go? James has him in the 20s right now. Can he be a lottery pick? Can he go inside the top 10? Or, like Norman Rad said, if he gets a jumper from Target, can he go inside the top two? Let
man,
us
don't get
know.
nothing from Target, man. You see, they clowning out there, man. Get that from somewhere else.
Yeah, I guess I can go to Walmart now that they got tap to pay. That was keeping me from going to Walmart, man. I mean, luckily for me, I've been gone. I was out the country for a good 8 months, so I didn't have to deal with that. But I went to Walmart when I got back. I'm like, what do you mean I gotta transfer this money out of my Apple Pay to my bank account? So,
Man, pulling out
um,
my debit card and looking around in Walmart, man. Make sure I don't get robbed, man.
yeah. Wally 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 World. You probably don't remember that video.
Nah, I don't.
Look it up. I forgot the dude's name. It's out of Louisiana. Anyway, that wraps up this episode. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We're coming at you every single night, 10 o'clock Central. Who should we do tomorrow?
Is it my turn to pick?
Yeah, it's your turn to pick.
All right, I got you, Ralph, on the spot. Wait, real quick. How much time will McCoy get on the floor with Cadeau and McKinney on the floor? I think he's going to play because he's going to rebound and he's going to defend. And I think there's going to be minutes for him. I think 24, 28 minutes per game. I think he's going to have every opportunity to play at Michigan. Like I said, he's a 5-star recruit. A lot is going on at Michigan with the coach's contract. Is he on a 360 deal or something like that? I don't, 10-day exhibit 10 something, but I think he's going to get an opportunity to play. I'm not
Hey,
ready
you
to
know
talk
what?
about Mika. I'm
I'm
sorry,
gonna
man.
overrule you, man. We gotta talk about Mika Murnanen.
You want to talk
We
about
gotta do
Mika?
we gotta do Mika tomorrow, man. We gotta do Mika tomorrow.
All
I
right,
know
then I'm
that's
on the
one.
clock Thursday then.
That's one I kind of been waiting for. Because I think that's one where, yeah, I think whew, I
Man,
got a lot to say about that one. I got a lot
you
to
want to
say
talk
about
about a
that one.
transition merchant. Man.
Hey, one thing about Mika Murnanen, man, he knows how to make his points count as
Think
far as
about this.
style.
He's gonna cock the ball back. He got the nickname Slim Jesus. He got tattoos. Man.
He might be great marketing. Anyway, we're gonna talk about Mika Murnanen tomorrow. I'm not that much of a believer. I get the intrigue, but I just, yeah. I mean, talk about guys that just, what do they bring to the table outside of athleticism and defense? There's a lot of guys in this class that we have some shooting concerns, and he might be at the top of the list. So tune in tomorrow. We're going to talk about Arkansas freshman Mika Murnanen, and we are out of here.